Hasib Hamid was the star of the show as Lancashire had to dig in against the leaders. The first day's play at Old Trafford was written off due to bad weather, but with the third ball of the second morning, County Championship leaders Essex struck their first blow against Lancashire with the ball. Porter finding the edge off of Davis's bat to leave the hosts 0-1. The visitors had it even better shortly afterwards, with Livingston becoming Cook's first ever County Championship scalp. With Lancashire needing a win to keep the pressure on their Division 1 rivals, a big first innings score was needed, but Essex had other ideas. Villas, the next to go, trapped in front by Porter for just 7. At 22 for 3, the hosts were reeling, but some assured batting saw them safely to 45 at lunch without further loss. 9 balls after play resumed, Essex continued where they left off before the break. Chander Paul trying to press on, but edging a Walter delivery to Foster. 65 runs were on the board when the next wicket fell, this time England man Butler the victim, driving Porter to Lawrence for 13. Lancs were struggling in this meeting of the top two sides, and McLaren helped opener Hamid move things on before departing for 22. With Clark the new man at the crease, and Hamid now on 30 not out, the host took tea on 115 for 6. The Lancashire evening rescue job started well enough, with Hamid getting close to his half-century, but Clark then went for 20. Joined by Parry at the crease, Hamid did manage his 50, showing patience to face 188 balls along the way. And Parry's good knock of 35 looks set to continue into day 3, but he was out in the final over of the day. Hamid 85 not out at the other end, and Essex having Lancashire 222 for 8. Lancashire are in charge of the meeting between the top two county championship sides. The talk of any result is still a distant possibility. Much of the overnight talk had surrounded Hamid and whether he'd make his first championship ton of the season. However, early on day 3, he fell for 88, Porter picking up his fifer in the process. Bailey and Jarvis were the last Lancs pair at the crease, but they were intent on scoring quickly and giving the Division 1 leaders a test. Eventually, after an entertaining half an hour, Jarvis was dismissed for 26, Lancashire 290 all out. To the Essex reply then, and only 9 runs were on the scoreboard before McLaren picked up Brown's wicket. Lawrence didn't fare much better in tricky batting conditions at Old Trafford. He edged McLaren to the slips, Essex 2 down for 38 at the lunch interval. The visiting batsman had found the morning tough, and despite scoring a determined 40, Chopra wouldn't last long in the afternoon. Bailey trapping him in front. Papara scored 34 before he was next man out, and Lancs were in the ascendancy at tea, with Essex 115 for 4. So with Lancashire leading by 175 first innings runs, the rain began to fall during the interval, and the umpires had to call an early close of play, with not a single ball bowled during the evening. 4 frustrating days for championship hopefuls Lancashire and Essex ended in a draw. With a result already looking unlikely prior to the final day, both sides turned up to Old Trafford to find a wet outfield, which meant no play was possible before lunch. After the break, Essex resumed on 115 for 4 in their first innings, with Lancashire having scored 290. The visitors avoided the follow-on before Wheater became the first man out on day 4, caught Villas bowled McLaren for 21. Zaidi came, scored and went, 1 boundary and out, as Essex were soon 6 down. Foster was the third man out inside an hour, before things calmed down a little. But there was drama before tea, when Harmer was out LBW to Clark for 11. The interval came with the score 172 for 8. After the break, Essex made it to 202 without further loss, and in doing so picked up a bonus batting point that allowed them to declare. Both sides then shook hands on a draw, with no other result looking possible. So the weather meaning 9 points each for the top two in the county championship. That means 36 points still separate first place Essex from Lancashire, with 3 games still to play.